Hey guys, welcome to the video. Sorry about the late post. I just finished school, which is great. So, let's begin. The green team has been jumped by the purples and the yellow nomads, and are advancing towards victory. As the yellow team is also, the yellow nomads are also expanding, and split off the Crimean and Eastern Balkan part from the main green team. And now the green team has been split off from its army force in the north, which was its main army force. The purples march into the south with little resistance. They take Port Cray, or they're about to, and the green team manage a return assault, as we have a peace treaty which gives the people more territory, but also brings into the world the Beige dynasty, led by a dynasty of kings. And the yellows become the yellow state. And the purples and the yellows become an alliance called the Mediterranean Pact. No, the Mediterranean Duo Alliance. And one is a colonial power with the power to attack anyone from its colonies or land. The yellow state, however, is another story. But the Beige dynasty begins expanding north and expands north into the northern regions. As the Beige dynasty continues to expand, as we have a new power will soon emerge. And the Beige dynasty dislikes the green team a lot for how the green team was humiliated and didn't even try to fix the problems in the Crimean area. As the gold state will expand again, and is expanding into the Strait of Gibraltar, and will soon conquer the Gulf. The Gulf is the gold state and the pink states, as they will use this area to profit both sides. As we have more expansion, as the gold state gets most of the coast, but they make a trade deal to allow the pink team to have a little bit more. And both are now on good relations. As now the gold state as we have the formation of a new country, which we haven't had in a while. This country is this country is soon going to appear, as we have the formation of the brown team. As the brown team now exists, and they will be becoming a great country. The brown state will now emerge. As now, the two will have easy relations. As the gold state and the purple state form an alliance, the royal alliance. And as the brown state is neighboring and they're all three in one area, they decide to invite the brown state too. The brown state king will be also becoming part of the alliance. And they've all become the royal alliance, the counter to the Mediterraneans. And also it's the North African and Iberian alliance. And now we see another war of Brittany. We see the first war with Brittany, the Great Red Britain War, where the red state actually is winning really quickly and does a blitzkrieg, while the orange state is taking Bremen, because Bremen will become their key asset to the North Sea, as Bremen is already a large city, and they will deal with the other Brittany, which is falling back hard. And as we see the coast, as we see the orange state take the east coast, or not the west coast, or the Benelux coast, and takes Bremen as a new city in the empire. As also, in today's video, it's probably going to be 16 minutes around, because I don't like doing like 18 minutes long, just saying that. As the red state is now attempting to make negotiations with the cyan state to keep it from trying to do any sort of funny business again. But now, the orange state is actually gonna be taking the entire Denmark. Denmark has been fully taken as a territory. As everything is set up, now the orange state controls Denmark and a large part of the Baltics, and it's the only Baltic power. As a new city is formed, Copen forms, which is just Copenhagen but shortened. As the smallest country right now is the Cyan. As we have our first... As we see, the Cyan team actually be the first country to reach Britain, or the British Isles, as they managed to gain a tiny part of Plymouth, or whatever it's called, something like that. As the Cyan team heads up north and takes it as a territory to control the British, control the English Channel. Priam, as the Red State, finally, but now the Yellow State and the Beige Dynasty are at war, fighting a war to regain control. As the Beige believe that, and they quickly sign a peace treaty. But the Beige State only did this because they thought the Yellows were gonna get too big and become a conquesting power. But now they've shrunken the Yellow State's access to the sea. But the Yellows managed in the peace treaty to gain it back, along with a coastline. As the Beige Dynasty is now gonna become a greater power again, and is gonna move towards the Caucasus and southern and Chechnya, as it moves down south. They've taken more land and soon are becoming like Ukraine, much bigger and much stronger than they were before. As they expand, becoming much closer to the Pink State, they're nearly the same size. As now, the Cyan team again attacks the Red State, which was a big mistake. As the Red State will now be puppeting the Cyan team. As now, the Cyan team is much weaker and is gonna be puppeted. As the Cyan team becomes a puppet, and the Cyan team becomes the Cyan State, and they also add a new part to it. We also have a new symbol for the flags finally, instead of just the colorless thing we had before. And now we have a red in the corner for the colonialism. As now, the Red State has access to Britain. As the Cyan Kingdom, which is now the Kingdom of Cyan, is a new name. As the Kingdom of Cyan is a small puppet now of the much bigger Red State, which is the second largest power in the world. The green team is still the fourth largest. Purple's fifth. Third is yellow and first is orange. As they gain back a bit of their old territory. But they are still much weaker. As we see the vassal become very small. And now, guys, we are seeing the new world emerge of Europe. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been a very fun series for me. I just wasn't present for like 3 weeks to make your next video. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna just continue a bit of expansion, just a bit, because like I want to see a bit more of what happens now. But I decided, so it's quite fun. So now we see the beige state expand. But now guys, see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed and subscribe. Bye!